Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Trava Divine Oracle. I'm super excited to be back. Happy Friday. We are going to go over some of the human design so that we left off on human design profiles 3. So we went through 1, 2, and 3. Just to kind of remind you, we're just going to kind of go over human design profile lines. So 1 was investigator, 2 is hermit, 3 is martyr, and we're going to 4, human design profile line 4. So 4 is the foundational line. It's the opportunist. The line 4 is generous and social, all about networking. This is the person who has friends in every city. They're not comfortable making a change until another opportunity is available to them. It is difficult for them to leave a job or a lover or a home or another situation until they have another one in the wings or secure. So security in their relationships is really important to line 4s. So, just being secure, in trusting that, spirit has them, and that might be a challenge. Definitely making big changes can be a little turmoil, a little uprooting, but again, this is wonderful challenges, and accepting parts of ourselves and preparing ourselves to things, big changes and things like that will help ease the tension as we inevitably will have to deal with change. Difficult for them. So the wings do not do limbo very well. So that is a big challenge for them. Their theme is, what can I trust? ? They are rarely single and won't quit a situation until they know the next step. So trust is also a challenge. What do you trust? So again, grounding in, finding your vortex, trusting that you're guided by your spirit guides are with you, and that all things are conspiring for you. Even if it's a challenge, it's for a reason. So it's an opportunity for growth. So that's a challenge. And, I do definitely see those in line 4s. That kind of limbo is really uncomfortable, but the simplicity of things maybe things are a little bit simpler than they feel when changes happen. So kind of the simplicity of things that kind of dissipate for your own good and formulate for your own good, and all those things are going to happen constantly. So, it's a challenge of line 4, I guess. So line 5 is the heretic. Woo! That's kind of a little bit of jab fun terms there. So line 5 is the heretic. This line lives in a pure projection field, which is kind of, let's see what that means. People are always projecting expectations, beliefs, and thoughts onto them, and can be disappointed when the line 5 doesn't meet their expectations. It is essential that the line 5 lives their strategy. Line 5s often, and a strategy is, you can find that in your human design and a human design website, what your strategy is. And so my strategy is to wait for an internal answer. So, I kind of have, when I get questions or have new things that I'm going to integrate into my life, my strategy is to let my gut answer. So my solar plex answer. So, basically kind of, sometimes I can jump to conclusion and be like, yes, but maybe jump in too soon. So I need to kind of step back, even if it is a yes right away, step back. My strategy is to kind of allow that to come from my gut. So the strategies, you can find your own strategy if you find your human design. So number 5 again is the optimal expression of this gate is transpersonal, a deep understanding. Line 5s can also have a deep impact on the world around them. And I think it's essential for line 5 to find their strategy. Line 5s often feel like there's no one who knows who they are. And they can be reluctant to reveal themselves of fear of being misunderstood. So I definitely have a lot of line 5-1s in my family, including both of my sons. And yes, and it's I think that the projection field comes because 5 lines are so amazing. I feel like 5 lines have like so much great potential, and people kind of like, oh, I know you can pretty much do anything. So 5 lines, you know, I think that's maybe the goal, is to understand about yourself is that you can. And, you know, these projections, you just kind of pick and choose what projections feel right to you, is my instinct. And, you know, always come from the truth within you before you agree to a projection that somebody's going to give you. So okay, so so their strategy is to wait to be invited, which is very important. So that means that, you know, kind of like, you're going to have projections, people are going to invite you to present yourself in a certain way, and that is an opportunity for you to decide if that's right for you. People can project correctly onto them once you follow your strategy, and can also be excuse me, line 5s can also be coy and seductive. They like to seduce people into their ideas. So again, very charming. People are going to project. You're going to be seduced by line 5s. 5s are super seducing because they do hold so much power, and they are magnetic, attractive, and can be seduced with their personality or sexuality. So that is a power. It's a power point, and I'm just hoping that all the line 5s out there with this power finds their power in positive attributes rather than manipulation, positive contribution to the collective. So thank you for working on that, 5s. And line 6s, which is a role model. Again, I'm 3/6, so this is part of my design. So I'm sorry, 6/3, so this is my conscious design aspect. So role model line 6 profiles can be aloof. They choose to engage and express in their wisdom, but only if it's worth their while. And that can definitely seem, yeah, it's like hard to connect sometimes because, you know, and a lot of people might think, you know, oh gosh, the aloofness can come across as like, maybe being uncompassionate and things like that. And I have realized that myself, kind of like, okay, like I need to realize that when I do come across aloof, to be aware of who that might affect, meaning my friends, family, the people that I'm surrounded with, and engage and explain that it's not an aloofness. It just maybe, like sit with that for a minute and listen, even if it's not that interesting. I find myself having to like, oh yes, this is important to that person, so I'm gonna sit with it for a while, resonate with it, and see if I can connect to that information. They are the line 6 again. There are 3 distinct phases in the life cycle, and so many of all of the line 6s have this experience. So from birth to the age is about 28 and a half, around Saturn's return. They're acted like an amplified line 3. So you can go back to my video where I did that, human design and angel cards and human needs video, which means experimenting and playing around and, having those experiences to integrate and, kind of, I've done that. Like I have to do it to experience it to know what it is. They experiment with everything, right? And in a lot of trial and error. Ages 28 or 30 to 50, being on the roof, which is the most aloof. So, a lot of times the first 20 years is like, lots of like personal growth and expansion and testing all of the boundaries and things like that. And then kind of between 20 and 50, you're kind of setting back and integrating the things that you've learned. And a lot of times it can be really difficult for these line 6s to be like, whoa, like, that was a lot. I don't want to push the buttons, push the gates open too much. I've got things that I've worked really hard to get settled. So a lot of times at 30, we're like, okay, we're going to settle in. And then we kind of settle in for a while and we integrate all the things and we really learn ourselves. And then around 50 was when things break out again. So it's kind of like we're ready to get down back into hands-on working with people. So the 30 to 50 is kind of people might come to you for advice. You might seem as a role model in some ways, like you'd be building businesses and showing all your talent and shining and star qualities and things like that, people coming to you. But once you're 50, you kind of come into yourself. So you are out there in the world from 30 to 50 available for people, kind of, can be exhausting, but you're available, you're doing your work out there, and then you kind of come in at 50, you integrate, you levitate, you kind of, you kind of really come into your own. And at this point, if you've done the work, you can really become a fantastic role model. You can be a role model for positive and negative, so watch that as well. And then they gradually come away from that. So age, and then let's go into 50. Okay, so final phase, again, role models. If the line 6 hasn't lived their strategy while on the roof, they come off, they have to repeat the first 30 years all over again. So that's intense. So it's really important to do the work between 30 and 50. Do your integrative work. Be true to yourself. Find your shadows. Integrate your shadows. Love yourself. Get rid of those conditionings that have held you back and caused you illness and sickness within spirit and mind and body. All those heavy that you got to go through, right? None of us get out unscathed, right? So I really hope that that's working for you and that you're getting through it. If you're in that time between 30 and 50, I know a lot of us out there with the 6 lines, and I see exactly what's going on, and I've been through it, I've done the work, so I'm just like super supportive and positive for all those 6s out there doing that hard work, because I know, it's not easy. So that is the human design and lines 3 through 6. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And let's go ahead and just pull a really beautiful card here. I got a really nice Oracle deck, and let's go ahead and ask Oracle to give us a card for the collective right now, just to kind of end this little reading here. And we're just going to ask, thank you so much, Spirit, for being here with us, and we ask the collective guides to give collective a message. So keep the vigil. Justice will triumph. So stay the course, keep the vigil, keep solid in your spirituality, keep solid in your intuition, and all of the things that may have felt heavy, felt like the cross that you had to bear, your spirituality is gonna cleanse all of that with the cup and the water, and justice will prevail. So have a wonderful Friday, and I hope to see you in my next video.